All right. Let's just check if quality's going all right. Drop in frames from network. If that solves it. Just bear with me if anyone's popped by already. A little bit unplanned, but let's just hang out and play a game, I guess. See, are we live? Just bear with me if anyone's seeing this. This would be a really bad time for my internet to suddenly go down. Da da da. I actually think my internet might have gone down. I can't actually see if this is going up. Hopefully it is. Oh my, okay, yeah, a whole bunch of comments have now suddenly loaded in all at once. Alright, just a second. Okay then, I think everything is going well now. So it appears that the stream is going up, but I was also trying to watch it on a separate computer to make sure everything's going live properly, and that computer was having network problems, so it was just saying, nothing's going on. Alright, assuming everything's working well, how's everyone doing? Pop out chat so I can see this a bit better. There we go. So this is a bit of an impromptu stream. Hopefully the audio for the game and the music is reasonably balanced well. But yeah, this is going to be a mostly unplanned live stream, just going through some of the campaigns, starting with GDI. And if this goes well, it would be good to go through all the games at some point, more or less in order. So, cheers, Sneak. Thank you. Sorry, a whole bunch of comments loaded in all at once to begin with, so there's a bit of a backlog. But geez, thank you for joining me, everyone. Right, let's get started. Oh yeah, so I have a mod installed that has the original VQA cutscenes. So we're going with a pixel vomit for the cutscenes.
At least your mother tipped well.
Harsh, unforgiving wilderness.
New
new Tiberium harvesting methods instituted by the Brotherhood of
The
Nod.
cutscenes might be a little bit low, but the rest of the game and the music should be a more reasonable level. But if it's quiet throughout or too loud throughout, let me know and I'll adjust the audio as we go.
Nod Tiberium holdings now account for almost half of the world's known supply, giving the quasi-terrorist group incredible leverage in the London Gold Exchange. On the domestic side,
I'm not going to speedrun it. No, I've been playing these games since the 90s. Where I first played both these games on Windows 95. I'm not that good at them. I just play casually, so no, I'm not gonna speedrun them.
World Tiberium economic impact.
Just playing for fun.
Mobius is expected to refute charges from the scientific community that Tiberium might be dangerous.
only مع اللون الأصفر.
As the GDI forces take off in another Nod assault,
Cutscenes are too low. Oops, and that skipped it. Oh, never mind. Tabbed out to boost up the volume, and that skipped the cutscene when I came back in. Sorry about that. Ah, we've seen them all before anyway. Anyway, let's start with GDI.
Are you picking this up? Good. I know you need more deep background, but we're up against it. Nod forces have fortified this beachhead at X-16Y42. Intelligence is still coming in, so we can't tell you a lot. But we found a chink in their armor. Commander Carter can sneak you and some backup forces on shore right here. You may get some artillery support from his gunboats, but this is mostly grunt work. Your mission is simple. Knock out all fortifications, eliminate all Nod troops, and establish a beachhead by building your base. Good luck.
Remember, this cutscene here was recreated at the start of Renegade. I haven't played Mental Omega, I'm afraid. I'm not too well versed on the old mods. Right, I think the volume might be a bit too high there. Sweet. So yeah, the cutscene volumes is probably going to be a little bit low in general, but hopefully the rest of the game, including the music, should be should be a bit more level throughout. But let me know if it does persist. It might just be the cutscenes. Sweet. So, how's everyone doing? I'll probably switch between the graphics as we go. I do like how the remastered graphics came out.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete.
Mental Omega is cool, but there's too much going on. That does seem to be the case. I don't mean to disparage Mental Omega at all, but because it is a very impressive mod, it has to be said. But there is a lot going on in it does get a little bit overwhelming if you've never played it before, I guess. Why didn't you start with the good side? Well, you seems better now. Okay, sweet. Right.
Building.
I'm gonna be a bit distracted.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit
Wait.
ready. Building. Unit ready. Mission accomplished.
Nice and easy. Nice and simple. I love this series, but I can't ever beat the games older than Red Alert 2. That is fair. The older ones, particularly Tib Dawn, are a little bit archaic in the way that their designs, their setup. The remaster collection does help quite a lot. Want to wait for EA to release C&C Remastered Volume 2. I really wish that would happen. That would be fantastic. I'll boost the volume ahead of time for the cutscene. Ants. Maybe eventually. It would be fun to go through all the cutscene, all the missions.
It's time to bring you up to speed on Nod so you know what you're dealing with. This is Kane, the self-appointed leader of the Brotherhood of Nod. Stand by, I'll link us up.
Condition critical. Know why Nod had this beach bottled up? They're protecting a big Tiberium refinery that intelligence somehow missed. We need backup now. Nod troops are pouring out of their base, strangling our foothold. We gotta knock out that refinery, eliminate all Nod forces before we lose our position. I don't know how long we can hold out.
You heard the man. What are you waiting for?
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Wait. It is neat in some of these games, this happens in Real Lit 1 as well, to have missions that take place in the same location. I think one, like 2 and 3 in Red Alert 1 of the Allies campaign.
Repairing.
Don't skip your class. The VOD will be up on the internet on the channel afterwards anyway. Don't skip your class on my account.
Unit ready. Building.
Right. Let's go with All Star Graphics for this mission. I'll probably switch between the two as we go.
New construction options. Unit
Yeah, Commander's
ready.
Challenge on Xbox rather than Uprising. I think that was just the extra mode or something like that.
Unit
What was actually in the in Commander's Challenge?
building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit
Easy to get distracted. This is why I tried Renegade the first time I did a stream, because it's easier to go on autopilot a bit and keep an eye on the chat. But
construction
yeah, hopefully
complete.
this is going well.
New construction options. Building. Unit ready.
There's this one guy who speedrun the entire game.
Unit ready.
Oh, that's awesome.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I get you guys out.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Barely hanging on with the Humvees.
Building. Unit lost. Our base is
Right.
under attack. Unit
Let's see if this works.
building. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit ready.
Wait.
Unit lost. Building. Not building captured. Silos needed.
Silos needed already. Blinking out.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Kind of mops it rather quick.
Unit ready.
Oh, there's a whole bunch over here.
Unit ready. Unit
Keep you guys alive,
building.
just because.
Unit
If
ready.
Relic 2 and Tiberium still are getting remasters, when do you think we'll hear about it? I have no idea.
Unit
I'm gonna keep an eye on, because I think there's supposed to be an online version of E3 this year.
ready.
I'm not holding out hope that there actually will be a remaster collection 2. I really would love there to be, but just because we don't have a actual indication just yet, it's probably safer to just go, probably won't happen, so don't worry about it too much. Bit of a shame, but it's, you know, the realistic, until we know that there is going to be a Remastered Collection 2, better err on the side of, well, we got Remastered Collection 1, and we can still play Tibson and Red Alert 2 in the original form. They are still fantastic games in their original form, so... I have a feeling that there's not going to be any C&C related things at E3 this year. I'm going to watch EA's announcements just in case, but I don't know. I really don't know. I really hope it does happen, but there's no indication yet, so don't assume that it will, I guess. Not to be a pessimist. Ever tried to do a no-death run of C&C? No. Certain missions, like that GDI mission in Firestorm. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. What was I? Yeah. Oh, what was it? It was Dogma Day Afternoon, where you start with only 4 units. When it's those missions where you have smaller task forces, and it's possible then to like a lot more feasible to complete the mission to with no deaths, then I tend to do my best to avoid it. Dogma Day Afternoon is a fantastic example because you only get 4 units, and Cabal says the chances of success have gone down each time a unit dies. But generally, no. I tried to avoid it, but there goes C&C Renegade Remastered. I think of all the C&C games, Renegade probably won't get anything. I think it's probably a bit too niche. I think that the highest chance, I guess, I'd put Tibson and Red Alert 2, because those were the kind of, that was around when the series was at its pinnacle at Westwood. And Generals might have enough of a fan base, but I'm not sure. I don't really like speculating about stuff like that because we really don't know. Oh, there it is.
Cannot deploy here.
There we go.
Construction options. Building.
Generals 2 would indeed be nice, yeah.
Construction complete.
Generals is kind of part of the C&C franchise that I have the least interest in. Like, mainly Generals isn't my kind of thing. I'm more so interested in the older style Westwood games, because that's what I kind of grew up with. But yeah, a Generals 2 would definitely be pretty interesting, and maybe more likely. Oh, I don't want to say that, but more feasible perhaps than a flat-out Generals 1 remaster, maybe. But that's baseless speculation entirely. Well, there's so many comments just went by there. Sorry about that. Minya, thank you so much. If you owned the C&C franchise, what would you do? Oh boy, I would go with a redo C&C 4. That's actually the video I'm working on next. Like, completely forget what happened with the actual C&C 4. I'd wipe that and start again completely fresh. I'd follow in from Kane's Wrath and go down the route a bit like what was kind of planned with Incursion at Westwood. And Red Alert 4 I'd set after Allied victory in Yuri's Revenge. Like, set before before Red Alert 3, after Yuri's Revenge. And Generals 2, of course, would make sense as well. What's your opinion on the Dune games? I like the Dune games. I didn't grow up with them. I'm only really encountering them fresh over the last couple of years. It's a bit like C&C Light. Like, a bit more experimental. Obviously, Dune 2 was the oldest, so it's definitely the most archaic of all of Westwood's RTSs for obvious reasons. But I do quite like the setting of it. Right, gone C&C 4, yeah. Would it be possible that C&C 3 gets a remaster? I don't think that's particularly likely. I don't really want to say that any further remasters are necessarily likely. I'm trying to avoid, you know, speculation as much as possible. It's cool to talk about, but you don't want to get, you know, hopes up and then nothing ever happens. Emperor, sadly, not quite up to par. That might be, unfortunately, true. It's enjoyable. I quite enjoy Emperor, but it's I think because it was a jump to 3D, it might have needed a bit more time to bake, maybe. But definitely still a lot of fun to play.
Building. Unit ready.
Thoughts on Age of Empires?
Building.
I am not familiar at all with the Age of Empires series, I'm afraid. I know that Age of Empires 4 was announced recently, but I can't have an I don't really have an opinion on it, so I can't say anything.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Red Tie Guy,
Building.
hey there.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Funcom has the rights to Dune, and they work with Petroglyph on Conan.
Unit ready.
So it's
Unit
the Dune license is in an awkward position because EA holds the license, the rights for the actual Dune RTSs. So in order for there to be any kind of remaster or anything like that of the already extant Dune games, EA would need to be on the same team as well. Funcom, I believe, only have the rights to make Dune games based on the upcoming Dune film. So they don't have the rights to make games based on the old Dune license, which was the Dune 1984 film. So even if Funcom approached, say, Petroglyph, whoever, and said, because they work with them on Conan, as you say, and said, hey, let's do a Dune game, it would have to be an entirely original Funcom Dune RTS. It could be inspired by the old ones, but they would need EA on board as well. EA might be on board, but the Herbert estate don't like EA. They had a what was it? They've had a license dispute before between the Herbert estate and EA, which I think is why the Herbert estate are like, no, we're not doing anything with the old Dune games. We're not talking to EA. Maybe this is a controversial take, but I think EA were in the right with regards to that license dispute, because they did in fact inherit the license to make those Dune games from Westwood, whereas the Herbert estate was saying, "Well, no, you don't have those rights. You didn't contact us." Well, they didn't need to because they got those rights from Westwood. Sorry, I missed a lot of comments there.
Building. Unit ready.
Sergeant Cumple, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Thought the games were the property. So the Herbert estate holds the Dune license. The Herbert estate licensed out the rights to make films on the Dune license to a whole bunch of film companies in the 70s and 80s. Those film companies then gave the license to make games on those films to Virgin Interactive, who then gave the license to Westwood. Oh my goodness, here we go. And then EA obviously inherited that license from Westwood, but Westwood only had the license to make games based on the 1984 film. They didn't have the rights to make games based on the Dune books, which is why the Dune RTSs didn't feature the characters from the books. They had like their own Duke, their own Baron. So Funcom currently have the rights to make make games based on the upcoming film, which is different from the film that's the Westwood games are based on. So it's a big old mess, basically. What do you think the secret project is that Petroglyph is working on? it could entirely be something entirely original that we have no way of knowing what it is. I don't want to speculate, or maybe it was EA saying, let's do Remaster Collection 2. I don't want to speculate that. I try to avoid like speculation when we don't actually know. So all I can say is I don't know, and I don't want to guess. Sorry. The Ordos are completely different to what they are in the... the Ordos never appear in the novels. The only time the Ordos appear in anything other than the Dune games is in a Dune encyclopedia, which is now considered non-canon by the Herbert estate. And the Ordos were very much fleshed out in the games. So they're mostly Westwood original, but there's some small basis in the encyclopedia.
Unit ready.
Hello there.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
World in conflict.
Unit
I'm really sorry, I've never actually heard of World in conflict.
unit ready.
In terms of RTS, I mostly stick with Westwood stuff. Because especially modern RTSs, they only have like right click to commands, and I'm stuck doing left click with the old Westwood style. So I'm afraid I'm less familiar with a lot of modern RTSs. You have the encyclopedia, wow. Speaking of EA and licensing issues, isn't that the reason Battle for Middle-earth never came to digital stores? I don't know if that's the case, but it's entirely possible. I'm not sure if EA... Do they even have the Lord of the Rings license anymore? Yeah, licensing issues can do all sorts of things. I think that's the reason why the... was it like Dune 2K never had a CD release of the of Frank's soundtrack just because of licensing stuff. Because of the license complications. Left click for life, yeah. That's something I'm considering for a potential future video, because you got the Westwood style left click to commands, you got the Blizzard style right click to commands, which is diabolical. And for some reason the only option in most modern RTSs now. And then I guess the old Dune style where you select and then you press M for move and then click, or A for attack and then click. Which was also, I guess, the way that that Warcraft 1 did it as well. Ever played Earth 2140, 2150? I'm afraid not. Then EA made it right-click by default. It is by default, but it's still at least an option. I do understand that it is the industry standard now to go right-click to command, especially because so many games across RTS and MOBA don't have any other option. So it's okay that it's right-click by default, providing both are an option. Industry standard sucks. Oh boy, let's get our airstrike just as the game ends. Oh no, we got one more. I always forget about the SAM sites. Oh, there's the last unit left, I guess. Oops. Oh well. I'm so distracted I've had this refinery ready to go this entire time. Thoughts on Empire at War? The Star Wars game? I've heard a lot of very good stuff about it, but again, it's a game that I haven't played. I think I have it. I'm not sure I have it installed, but it's definitely a game I want to get to because I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just haven't got to it yet. Curious if you're a fan of turn-based. Turn-based strategy and RPGs are not really my kind of thing, so I'm afraid not on that front as well. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not saying is bad by any stretch. It's just not my kind of. It's not my cup of tea, really. So things like XCOM, Not really things I've played. I know a lot of people that talk about them and say a lot of very good things about things like XCOM. Excited for Age 4? Awesome. I hope it's good. I've heard a lot of good things about Age of Empires 2. I think is the big one most people talk about. Oh my god, I'm missing so many comments. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Sanctioned by the United Nations, the Global Defense Initiative has one goal.
Yeah, sorry, Minya. I'm a little bit behind. I just keep chuntering. Sorry. Saw some people many years ago discussing how Kane's tomb in Renegades had Jewish language characters written all over. Yes, the tomb in Renegades is written in Hebrew. On the tomb itself, on the casket itself, is the Hebrew for Abel, which is Cain's brother in Genesis. And on the wall, the mural is in Hebrew, and that's also from Genesis 4, I think. I think it's the bit where it's saying. I think it was where the passage where it says that Cain slew his brother or something like that. But yeah, it is definitely written in Hebrew in Renegade. Emperor at War with the unit counts removed is pretty insane. Kane's Wrath on Xbox 360. Okay, interesting story. The first time I played C&C 3, before I bought it, there was a free demo that you could download of like 3 missions and 1 skirmish level. And I tried it, and the demo, unlike the actual game, does not have left click to command. It only has right click. The actual game itself has left click as an option, but the demo doesn't, and for that reason I didn't buy it on PC, I bought it on 360 instead. So the first time I played C&C 3, all the way through all 3 missions, I played it on 360. At like 15 frames per second. Have I ever played Plot Plus? I have I've actually got Plot Plus installed right now because I got some footage for a video, but it's a bit too old. I couldn't quite get my head around it, I'm afraid. So I played the game Brigador. I'm afraid I've never actually heard of that. Cheers, Minia. Hey, nice to hear you, Ben. Nice to see you again. What do you think of a new Renegade game? As in a new C&C FPS, I would be on board with it, but I think probably a classic, RTS is probably a better thing to go with first rather than a first-person shooter. Oh boy, so this is going to be interesting. Trying to keep everyone alive while keeping an eye on chat, so I might play this a little bit slowly, so bear with me. Play the demo first, yeah. The bit in the Cabal video about Lands of Lore was... what was that all about? So it wasn't time travel. The bit in the Cabal video, if anyone hasn't seen that, there was a bit at the end where an old fantasy game by Westwood, Lands of Lore 3, had a nod base in it. That's not time travel. That was like a different world, a different realm. So the main characters from Lands of Lore 3 went into the C&C universe. I think the timeline they arrived in, it was in a Tiberium universe timeline, obviously, but I think it was like a bad ending timeline. I don't think the events in Lands of Lore 3 are necessarily canon to like the main C&C like Tiberium timeline or anything like that. So don't take what happens in Lands of the Lore 3 too seriously with regards to the lore. But no, it's not time travel. The main characters just travelled to a different universe, really. I have Supreme Commander installed. I haven't really played it. It's another one that I intend to get to at some point. Grey Goo was underrated. I hear that a lot. There's a fellow YouTuber, he's on Twitter as well, Wayward Strategy. He's a big fan of Grey Goo, says it's very much underrated. So if you've never tried Grey Goo, maybe give it a go. It is only right-click to command only, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still a good game. Thoughts on Stronghold? I'm afraid I've never heard of Stronghold. Play this mission only using the Humvee. Oh boy. I'm not that good.
Unit lost.
Wheatza, nice to see you. Wheatza, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It looks like Wheatza, so let me know if I pronounced that wrong. Sorry if it was. Have I tried out the General's Evolution mod for Red Alert 3? I haven't. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I generally stick with the main games and tend not to branch into the mods too much. Not because I have anything against the mods, it's just not my kind of thing. And yeah, Generals is one of the games I've played the least. I might give it a go at some point in the future, though. It does look very, very good. Oh boy. This is where we all die. Well, okay. Let's just run. Oh boy. Don't cross the bridge. Well. Oh, here we go. Who's in here? I really need to pay attention to what's going on in the game a bit much. Sorry, I was having a look at chat. There we go. Ah! Okay. Oops. There we go. Right. Is it weird that the only C&C game I've not finished is Generals? No, that's fair. Generals is quite different to a lot of the other C&C games. So it is kind of understandable. Which way am I supposed to even go? Been a while since I've gone through some of these missions. Thoughts on Tiberium Alliances? I haven't actually played Tib Alliances. It doesn't look like it's the kind of thing I'll be particularly interested in, I'm afraid. I've heard some good things about it, some very much not so good things about it. Right, I might want to, might have to take another go at this mission, paying attention a bit. Favorite RTS game of all time is Company of Heroes 2. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Company of Heroes the one where there's like capturing of like points, and like the first Company of Heroes game was the reason why C&C 4 had point capture? When will we see Soul Survivor Remastered? Oh boy. I wonder if it's possible to do like a Soul Survivor mod for the remasters. I don't know what work might have to go into that, but that'd be interesting. Let's just see if we can sneak past him. This was our scouting attempt. I guess we'll go this way. Alright, this time with feeling.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tib Alliances doesn't look that good. I believe there was originally going to be a Red Alert Alliances as well. Basically Red Alert, but the same game. But I think the company was closed before that happened. Dawn of War. No, I'm afraid I've not played that. Like I say, there's a lot of RTSs I'm less familiar with. I'm in terms of RTS, I'm mainly C&C and Dune, but I am branching out. I've been trying other things. Like I'd like to get to a stream of KKND at some point, and the StarCrafts as well, to be honest. Nope, we're not going that way. All right. Any Doom recently? I played some of Dune 2016, but I don't have Eternal. Playing all these remaster levels achieving gold was quite a challenge.
Right away, sir.
Yeah, I'm not attempting hard. I'm just playing through in normal.
Moving out. You got it.
Hope the Dune movie is good. Definitely hope it looks interesting. It looks like it could be good.
Reporting.
So hopefully it does map out.
Acknowledge. Right away, sir.
What am I supposed to be doing here? All invading. Okay, all invading Nod forces.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Unit acknowledge. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Acknowledge. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Unit acknowledge. Moving out.
Halo Wars is fun, both in lore and in gameplay.
Yes.
I've got about halfway through Halo Wars, the first one. Halo Wars 2 looks like a lot of fun, so that's what I'm definitely looking forward to. Producing a new video, yes, I'm in video edits phase for a video on what I would do if I could rewrite C&C 4.
Moving out.
Like a fresh take. It's like forget what happened in the actual C&C 4. What I would do if I could like rewrite the entire thing. How I would end the Tiberium universe properly. What do you think? Would Petroglyph take it? That would be interesting. I'm up for Petroglyph giving them a go because Grey Goo was a lot of fun. They've done a good job with the remasters.
Yes, sir.
And they've obviously got history with C&C and all that.
Unit lost.
Right away, sir. You got it.
Lupus, you can plug the game if you like. Don't worry about it.
Right away, sir.
Unit
Oh.
lost.
Right away, sir.
Unit lost.
I think a good way to get around if they won't retcon Viv Twilight is to instead say, well, that happened in a different like timeline because you already have that with the old Nod campaigns. Because then it's a bit more face-saving than saying, well, that was bad, forget it happened. Functionally, it's that was bad, forget it happened.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Halo Wars is underrated.
Mission accomplished.
I'd agree with that.
War-torn Bialystok. What's a
Hey, Tank Nerd.
peace-loving peasants. Today, a slaughterhouse. Yet one more casualty in the insane GDI assault against mankind. Yet another
Why ends when you can keep going? I see you say lol JK, but mainly because then at least there's a satisfying end rather than leaving it open-ended. We kind of have it open-ended with the way that Kane's Wrath ended, but you can still kind of intuit, well, Kane has everything he needs to achieve Ascension. If we remove C&C 4 from the timeline, it still kind of ends with Kane's victory and all that. But you have to kind of piece it together from there rather than having an actual satisfying conclusion. And it's kind of safer to say, well, let's just go with there won't be any more, so we don't have to worry about worrying if there will be a continuation to it. Any announcement from Tiberian Sun? Nothing that we've heard of yet. If you're looking forward to, like, if there's any possible announcement coming about any future remasters, I can guarantee it'll be sticky to the top of the Command & Conquer subreddit, so that's a good place to check just to see if there's anything new. As of right now, we know nothing about if there are any new projects in for C&C on the horizon. So assume there won't be, I guess. Yes, these are the OG cutscenes. There is a mod by someone on the Steam workshop for the original VQA cutscenes in the remasters. If you're interested in them, I quite like the big chunky VQA pixels. Someone, one of my favorite comments on one of the old videos, someone called it pixel vomit, and like, Yeah, that's kind of true. But cutscenes like this one with the Eva UI look a lot better with the sharp pixels rather than the blur. So it could be good to have like a blend of the two. I'm working on seeing if I can do my own AI upscales of the PlayStation cutscenes and see if like I can meld between VQA and PlayStation. Do I know the RTS games Empire, Earth, Rise of Nations, and the Age of Empire? I've heard of Age of Empires as like one of the best RTS series in RTS, but it's not something I've played myself. Empire Earth, I've not heard of that, I'm afraid. AI upscale of the text vids is horrendous. Unfortunately so, yeah. Like, I'd like to do a video pack that has AI upscales of the camera footage, because that upscales to 1080 really rather well. But then this kind of thing for the EVA UI.
Nod forces severely damaged GDI base in your area.
Did I play
Shortage of weapons
Anno
and
1800 or Frostpunk? I'm afraid I've not heard of those. Sorry.
to operational status.
Like I say, I don't play that many RTSs outside of Westwood stuff. I am trying to branch out, but I'm generally branching out into older things like the first StarCraft and KKND, and then going from there. But a lot of the newer RTSs I am much less familiar, I'm afraid. Didn't I voice the EVA for a Tiberian Sun mod? Yes, there is a Tibsun mod called Tiberium Resurrection. That's yes, I am the GDI EVA voice for that, which is quite a lot of fun. They're also doing some more cutscenes for those, so that'll be fun to see more of. Am I playing this on? I'm playing this on Steam. Yeah. Origin is good for the old. Oh, here we go. Run away. Run away. There we go. Yeah, Origin is good for the. What's it called? Yeah, the Ultimate Collection. Red Alert 2, Ren and Gen particularly. But yeah, I've got. I'm on Steam for this. Tiberium Resurrection is a Tibsun mod. It's they changed the lore around recently. It's set during the events of Firestorm. A lot of Tibs, I think all Tibsun mods are standalone, so they're pretty easy to install and get running. Did I get the game through limited run games? Yes, I have the big honkin' collector's edition. I had to get that. If someone does a Command & Conquer mods, Hearts of Iron 4. Happy they didn't try to reimagine anything with a remaster. Yes, I am really happy with how the remaster ended up. I really like how these remaster graphics turned out. And of course you can switch anyway, but yeah, it's it is a good remaster. Right. Alright, camera's just going walkabouts for a sec. Wait. Right. Just try and micro this for a second. Hey. Okay. Give me a second before I I get back to reading. I'll be right with you.
Repairing. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Our base is under attack. Unit
Of course, you won't do the squashing.
building.
There we go.
Unit ready.
Base under attack.
Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I'm just seeing stuff going on in chat. I'll be right with you.
Unit
Just trying to micro this.
building. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Jordan Shred, welcome. Glad you could join. It's kind of going well so far, I think. Right, I'm going to focus, I guess, Humvees rather than infantry. So I've got these guys here. The idea... Oh, come on. The idea being that this will hopefully keep the patch alive for a bit longer. Until someone comes along and kills them all.
Construction complete.
Don't do that.
Building. Insufficient funds.
Stay off the tib.
Our base is under attack.
And base is under attack.
Repairing. Construction complete. Building.
Right. Gonna have to have a look around there.
Complete. Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got it. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry about that, chat. How are we doing? Don't like many of the designs of the buildings and such in Twisted Interaction. I think it's a bit of a different style, isn't it, in Twisted Interaction? I'm not really sure. Sorry, if you've asked anything in the last few minutes while I was microing, feel free to repost it. Just wanted to get all that done. Okay. I'll have a bit of a scout so I know when things are coming.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yeah, maybe just it could be worth trying getting a new battery. Hard to tell. Where you going that way, you numpties? Come on. Do you have any items damaged in the collector's edition? No, everything was perfectly fine in mine.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
What difficulty is? This is just normal.
Reporting. Moving out. Yes, moving out.
Okay, it would be nice if we could get more harvesters. Where is my harvester gone? Why are you over there, you numpty? Come on. Blinking hell.
Vehicle reporting.
Did all the rifles die? Ah. What would you do if they made Command and Conquer 4 remake with Command and Conquer 3 gameplay but kept the story? I suppose the main reason why I reject C&C 4 is more so for the story than the gameplay. Because like with the gameplay, you can just reject the story and just play it as it is. Just like with, you know, it's spin-off gameplay, just treated as a spin-off. Job done. but the story is not redeemable. So that would be something. I would prefer C&C 3 gameplay. Sorry, I would prefer C&C 4 gameplay with C&C 3 story than C&C 3 gameplay with C&C 4 story.
Construction complete. Building.
Because the thing is, with C&C 4 as bad as it is, there is an actual game there. This kind of it struck me the most when I was when I played it after playing a bit of Rivals, just to say that I've played it and now you can't complain about it until you've actually played it, kind of thing.
Construction complete.
But
Building.
after playing Rivals and going immediately to C&C 4, it's kind of surprising that there is an actual game there. Not a good one, certainly a horrendous C&C game, but by the name of C&C, but it is still an actual game. Like, it's a full game, it doesn't ask you to, you know, put your credit card in and stuff like that. That's something, at least, I guess. But the story is completely irredeemable. Officer is away from the base. Okay, we'll send you over there next time. Have to keep an eye on the Harv. I'm a bit distracted. I'm not playing optimally. We're just sort of playing a bit, hanging out. I'm dodging you, otherwise you'll send the entire armada my way. Hey. Other than most RTS, what other genres do I play a bunch of stuff. First-person shooters, do quite enjoy Halo. Play quite a lot of Halo on PC now that it's on PC. That's a lot of fun. If you've not tried Halo MCC yet on Steam, it's a lot of fun. Great collection. I know I don't really stick by genres specifically. I just play a bunch of different things. Smash Brothers is a lot of fun. I always used to be console rather than PC, other than C&C specifically. Too bad they cancelled Tiberium. The story in there seemed way more interesting than the hot garbage that is C&C 4. Right, where are you going? You're going over here now, matey. Graphics Tibson were a bit too jarring. That's fair. There's a big jump from Tibdawn to Tibson. I really love Tibson, to be fair, but I do understand that there's a bit of a difference there. More cats, please. What about gaming nights with the viewers? I like the idea. Actually organising it, I'm not sure. I like the idea of it.
Building.
Actually, tell you what we'll do.
Cancel.
Cheese it.
Building.
Great thing about this game, set quick save to F. That's a massive help in the later missions.
Unit ready. Building.
Halo MCC available on Game Pass. Yes, if you got Game Pass, I guess you've got the game already, which is pretty good. Okay. Go on then. You want to scrap, matey? You want to scrap?
Construction complete.
I thought not.
Unit ready. Building.
What is a C&C game that has the best gameplay? I always kind of favoured the Tiberium games, but gameplay-wise, I guess Red Alert might edge the Tib games out. So maybe Yuri's Revenge? There's so many different, like, all of the games, even the weaker ones like Red Alert 3, they are all still good for different niches. So it's hard to say this one is good, this one is the best one. Because it depends on the niche. Like, if you're into competitive play, you could even say Red Alert 3 might be the best. I tend to go with the older ones, and I'm less of a fan of the Generals style. But I know a lot of people will say that Generals has the best gameplay. What quick save default? I'm not sure what the default is. It might be like one of the function keys or something like that. How do you change keyboard shortcuts? Options, bindings, and it's quick save. I've said it's F. No, not D. Screwed it up now. Oh no, where's deploy? Where's deploy? There we go. I think we could all say that Twilight is worse. I would get around it by saying not that Twilight is the worst, but that Twilight isn't a C&C game at all.
Building.
Because other than the name, it isn't.
Insufficient funds.
Where have you been, you numpty? This is kind of the weakness of Tib Dawn. It does get a little bit slow when you're just waiting on the harvester. We've got 3 engines in here already. Maybe that's good enough. Red Alert 3 wasn't bad, but damn, your micro has to be on point. It is... The overemphasis on micro is, I feel, the weak point of Red Alert 3. It works well as a competitive game, which is the point of all the micro. But, yeah, if that's not your kind of thing, then you're not going to have a lot of fun. Right. Red Alert and Generals have my favourite gameplay. Red Alert 2 being fast-paced, but Generals having the air battles and mod community to make it strong.
Building.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Actually, we'll pick up the next... Oh, both NGs should be done. They should be done cooking. Welcome, Dune Mod. We're just hanging out, so don't worry about it. Aha! Caught a geezer peeping. Why are you taking that route? Ever watched Tiberian Catastrophe? I'm afraid I've not heard of that. Oh boy. Alright, you guys have done your job. Let's just see if we can get a bit more damage done. C&C 1 had the best atmosphere. Lore video on House Ordos. That's an interesting idea. I've got some things I'd like to do first, so I can't say I'll be done anytime soon, but I'll put that on the list. That's an interesting idea, at least.
Unit ready.
What speed am I playing? I tend to play normal. I do know that most people play at faster speeds. I prefer normal speed. As opposed to abnormal. Yeah, House Ordos, there is interesting stuff there. Right, should I get APCs? Okay. I will be fine. That bridge brings up some memories. Yeah, it's the old pathfinding with bridges in these old games. Takes you back, doesn't it? Takes you back. Between Dune 2, Emperor, and 2000s, which was your favourite? I'd probably say it might be a bit unfair on Dune 2 because obviously it's the oldest, it's the most archaic. So I guess it doesn't really get a good shot unless you like that game for nostalgic value. So I don't want to detract from Dune 2 specifically by saying that, but I'd probably go with Dune 2000 over Emperor, particularly because it's a lot easier to get running. But Emperor is definitely a lot of fun too. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to distract And we're going to rush in with the Engie Rush. And we're going to frunk things up.
Yes, sir. Unit affirmative. Data call order. Yes. Affirmative. Ready away. Ready away. Moving out.
Nod building captured.
Moving out.
Construction complete.
Reporting.
Building.
Okay.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes,
Our
moving
base
out.
is under attack.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Roger.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Moving out.
Nod building captured.
Unit. Yes.
New construction
Alright.
Unit lost.
Yes.
Construction complete.
Waiting for
Building. Nod building captured. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Actually, if we make that...
Cancel. Primary building selected. Our base is under attack.
It certainly is.
Building.
Just a sec, everyone.
Insufficient funds.
So that's how you cheese the game, I guess. Right, so I've got one guy left. Got some of these.
Yes, sir.
By the way, I'm using a mod for scaling the pixel perfect zoom levels, which for the remastered version of the graphics, it makes the
Building.
like actually 1-to-1 rather than slightly wonky. So that's a good scaling mod if you're interested in those. Sorry, missed chat a little bit there. Dune 2000 is basically a remake remaster. Yeah, it's basically taking the idea of they've got missed the Conyard. Basically taking Dune 2 and updating it a bit, at least story-wise, thematically, and all that.
Nod building captured.
Emperor is
Construction.
it feels quite different. It's somewhat of a different game.
Nod building captured. Structure solid. New construction options. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Nod building captured. Unit ready. Nod building captured. Our base is under attack.
C&C what? Supreme Commander Great, one of the few RTSs that can utilize multiple monitors.
Captured.
That's the really big one, isn't it? That was a bit mind-bending with how far it zooms out. Of each of the series, which faction is your favourite? Other factions included too. In terms of gameplay, I tend to go with, I guess, GDI and the Soviets, because I'm not that great, I'm not that competitive. I just like, hold on and then get a bunch of mammoth tanks out. That's kind of my gameplay style.
Unit lost. Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Select target.
In terms of which faction is my favourite in terms of lore, it's got to be Nod.
Mission.
That counts. That works fine. Yeah, in terms of lore, Nod has by far got the most interesting faction. Just general Nod. You have all the achievements on the remasters. No, I'm not that good at playing. I've been playing these games since Windows 95. I've been playing since the first game in the mid 90s, and I'm not that good. I'm just a casual player. I just do my best. No, I definitely don't have all the achievements. I'm not even aiming for it. I'm only playing on normal. We're just playing to have fun. Other than Kane, are the C&C Tiberium series characters good or bad? There's a lot of really good characters. I like how a lot of particularly the Nod faction characters are characterized. I like the characterization of the GDI characters in Tib Wars, where it's a bit more like this global military versus bureaucracy thing going on. So it's not like there's the evil management that's goes all jingoistic or something cliche like that. There's levels of grey with Director Boyle. But a lot of the non-officers, they fit so well. Marcion in Kane's Wrath, so well written, so well acted, fantastically cast. Alexa and Killian as well, fantastic characters. Yeah, Cabal is kind of the best character in all of C&C, second only to Kane. There's so much going on with Cabal, which is why I needed to do that Cabal video.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Friendly fire is on par. It's oh, here we go. Here's the one. Let's get some good music going. Da, 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 da. There we go. Yes, I remember a bit more about this one. I'll aim for the airstrip.
No problem. You got tough guy. No problem. No problem.
Casual gamers unite.
You got it. I'm on it.
All right.
That was left.
I don't know if there's a trick to doing this.
No problem. You got it.
Oh, I lost a lot of health there. Even better than Master Yuri? Okay, that's a good point. Yuri's pretty interesting. It's a shame there's very little known about Yuri. I've been considering for a while doing a video on the lore of Yuri, but there is unfortunately so little to go on. Oi! Sticky sausage.
I'm on it. You got it. I'm on a present for you. No problem. That was left. No problem. Real tough guy. I'm on it.
Nice. Come on then. Hey! Switch graphics. And again.
Yo, I'm on it.
That tune. JZN, thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed it. I hope I pronounced JZN correctly there. Sorry. I'm going to take this slowly so I can keep an eye. Cabal survived everything until some weird wizard dude appeared and smashed all his turrets.
No problem.
Right, I think... Do I go around this way? The man known only as Yuri. Yeah, that is pretty much all we get. The backstory that we get from Yuri is told by Yuri himself, and we have no reason to believe that he's telling the truth. So, I'm not really sure how best to take that video. Take a potential video on Yuri. Ah, thank you. Flying northeast for this shortcut.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yeah, Doom it. I'm kind of switching between because I love how I love both graphics versions. The remasters came out so well, but the classic version is just beautiful.
Yo. I'm on a present for you. I'm on it. Just moving out.
Yuri photoshopped himself on top of Lenin. Shining Path and Kane are related. I would say no. The Shining Path is something from the older Lands of Lore games. What it is it's a dimensional mirror from the Lands of Lore world that allows travel by the gods, by the ancients, from one realm to another. So it's nothing to do with Kane or the C&C universe. It's something from Lands of Lore. Right. This is probably going to go really badly, but let's try. Can't quite remember which way to go exactly. Oh, okay. Help, 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 help. There we go. Yeah, you better run, you punks. Oh. Nice. Seth is pretty cool. He is. Seth's like that scene. Getting rid of Seth and then introducing Kane is a gaming classic in all of PC gaming. That scene is brilliant. That is how you introduce the villain of the piece.
No problem. Yes, sir.
Wasn't Yuri originally meant to be... Okay,
No problem.
I'm going to hide somewhere safe for this. Wasn't Yuri originally meant to be a nod operative at one point, as Red Alert 2 was going to have a nod in it? So, this is a... I don't want to say a common misconception, it's a very common idea that a lot of people say. This comes from Adam Isgreen, who works at Westward as... he was one of the story guys for a bunch of games, I think from Red Alert onwards. He did some stuff, I think, in Tibson, and he was going to be on the story side of things for Tiberium Incursion. And an idea that he posed after Incursion was cancelled was the idea that there was going to be a link in that game between Yuri as a nod operative who was sent back in time. Like he was an acolyte of Cain. I don't want to sneak in. I don't want to try microing while we're chatting. But I'm of the opinion that all that stuff that Isgreen was talking about was just like speculative. This is stuff that was being thrown around at the time in Westwood. Oh, oh boy! Get out of there! It's not like something that was actually planned. It's not like it wasn't actually on the cards for this is how things are going to go. I feel. So like if Incursion actually was completed, I don't think that the stuff about Yuri and Cain was going to actually be in it. I think it was just stuff that they were tossing around at the time in the office, and because like if you read the story Bible, I think I ruined this. I think yeah, with these guys here. But if you read the story Bible, those were ideas for Tibsun that they were talking about at the time that never made it into the finished game. So I feel like the Yuri stuff is something similar. Right, this isn't going to work. No.
Your mission is a failure.
Let's go back to the last... I was going to go back to the last save anyway, because I think I attracted their attention a bit early. Can you make a lore video about the best asset in the entire franchise, Pavement? Well, it was quite useful in the Dune games. Right, let's just try Bum Rush. Maybe I was too cautious last time. Never mind. Okay, okay. Having a bit of a micro here. That Sam is quite close though. Oh! Okay, drop down. Nah, never mind. Gotta stealth it just right. I remember seeing Command & Conquer Legos back in the day. Old guy with goatee club. Because I'm wondering if maybe I've already frunked it up a bit. I'm not quite sure what sets him off. Fitting music, by the way. Good that this came up. Okay, maybe we got it this time. Yes, we appear not to have angered them. Okay, now we've angered them. Sneak! Sneak, sneak, sneak! Oh, we're not going to sneak.
Your mission is a failure.
All that swearing. Language, my goodness.
No problem. I'm on it. No problem. No problem. Keep 'em coming. I'm on it. No problem. I'm on it. You got left-handed. No problem.
Sneak. Okay, if we can run quick enough. I'm not going to be able to. Just kill them. Kill everything alive until it's not.
No problem. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Your mission is a failure.
I have indeed kicked the hornet's nest. I wonder if they're. I set them off too early. Got cornered there.
Is a failure.
Okay, let's back up a bit. Run immediately after doing the flamethrowers. Right, let's see if I can draw them out. Ah, you've left now. Good-o. Okay. Okay, let's sneak. Let's go.
You got it. You got it. I'm on it.
There we go.
No problem.
Now it's go time.
I'm on it. You got it. No problem. You got a present for you. Real tough.
Mission
Beautiful. So we had the music C&C Thang, then we had the Tib Sun's remix of Rain in the Night, and then Just Do It Up. Three of the most fitting tracks for this mission, I guess. Sweet. Sorry, I was microing a bit there. I didn't have an eye on chat, so sorry if I missed a bunch of stuff. The music rocks, yeah. Right. Far Cry Blood Dragon was the unofficial Renegade sequel.
Live news and opinion. 6 critical items transmitted.
I think, was it just me or the remaster collection was so much easier than the original? I think it might be the quality of life stuff that helped a lot. The balance feels the same to me, but things like being able to scroll without having to move to the edge of the screen, and especially queuing and things like that, and the control stuff, they help make it feel a bit easier to play, while not necessarily easier itself. I think at least if you're playing on normal anyway. Incidentally, there's no CG model of the ion cannon in Tiberian Sun, so the cameo of the ion cannon is actually this render here, I believe. Jordan, yes, you can actually get this mod on the Steam Marketplace if you search for the original DOS FMVs. It is 10 gigabytes for both Tib Dawn and 10 gigabytes for Red Alert, but all of the cutscenes upscaled nearest neighbor to 1080 from the DOS cutscenes. I quite like the this retro FMV style.
This is Greg Burdett, standing in front of what GDI terrorists have left for the St. Olafsky orphanage.
Don't look so surprised, Commander. And don't look around for your Eva. It can't help you now.
I think the reason it seems easier is largely since we were young and could barely command our underwear, let alone an army. I think I was better at this game when I was like 7 than I am now. My ability to play RTS seems to have diminished over the years.
Of course, it's not true. But the world only
C&C4 had a lot of problems, but what do you feel was EA's biggest mistake with that game? Management, I think. I mean, it's easy to talk about EA. I think it is important to say that EA isn't one person. And it seems that the people at EA who are in charge of, say, the Remaster Collection are not necessarily the same people that were management at the time of C&C4. But yeah, the way that C&C 4 was managed was, I think, mainly its undoing. Since it was originally a spin-off, that they then decided, well, we need to be able to package this into a box and sell it as a full-price standalone. That was a bad idea.
Defense condition field.
What do you think of a global conquest mode for future Command & Conquer games? I'm always up for, like, additional modes and stuff like that. I don't have much memory of global conquest itself. I tended to stick with the just the campaigns. I didn't really play too much else. Well, I played Skirmish quite a lot in the like Tibson and Red Alert 2 era, but I'm mainly on the side of the campaigns. 320 videos coming to 10 gigabytes. Oh my goodness, yeah. So, in the lore videos, basically, if you want to see the big chunky pixels, because of the way that video scales, which is blurry scaling, the way that it looks when you play a low-res old computer game in full screen, it stretches and goes all blurry. Video stretches like that as well. So, if you want to maintain these big chunky pixels, you have to upscale the video to large sizes. So that video just playing then was 1920 by 1080.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because if it played at the actual 320 by 156 of the original, then it wouldn't the pixels wouldn't be sharp. What am I doing? So you have to upscale it to larger sizes using nearest neighbor scaling to maintain the sharp pixels. So that means all of the like 70 or so cutscenes are all 1920 by 1080. Video is big. When it comes to the lore videos that I do, when there's like in like the Cabal doc where you see the Cabal core being destroyed. That cutscene is 2560 by 1440 gameplay that is then upscaled to ludicrous sizes like 7000 by 4000 pixels, just to keep the pixels like big and sharp. So as a result, that 5-second snippet in the Cabal lore doc, where you see GDI forces assaulting the Cabal base, that cutscene, that 5 seconds takes up about 5 gigabytes, 7 gigabytes. It is ridiculous. Right, we only have a barracks this time around. This will be interesting. Always annoying when you only get one harvester. Never forget the feeling of seeing a new C&C at E3. Then it being rivals. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, let's do this manually. When I first heard rivals, my first question was why, and my next question was why, and the next question was why, in that order. You could sell some of the sandbags. I could, but they're so important. You lied to me. Sandbag cheese. Sandbag cheese is that's the best flavor of cheese.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Right.
Building.
Excuse me.
Unit ready. Building.
Thank you.
Unit
Right, you guys go there.
building.
Let's have another heal up.
Unit ready.
How big of a twist would it be if it was revealed that Slavic is still alive, and how would that affect the plot? It'd be an interesting way to follow on with the story, I suppose. I get the feeling that the Slavic story is complete. And it might be a little bit conceited, but if it'll be you know, one way of bringing back the actor who did a fantastic job. How does it feel having 110 people watching you play and fail missions? I can't see the counter for how many people are... Oh, actually, I can see the counter. Blinking heck. It feels weird. I'm an introvert. I'm a naturally very shy individual, so I try to ignore that that's the case. But genuinely, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Dayon Slavic, he was one of the few true loyal Nod officers. He really was. That was a very important part of his character, I suppose. Right, we have two vehicles for cheese. I have a plan. What are your thoughts on a C&C TV show or movie? Oh! Bloody hell. Okay, so that's an example of where you want to select a harvester and it's not allowed. Because I had selected some infantry as well. I'm kind of used to the way it used to work, where you can select everything like that. There's quality of life for you. Yeah, of all games, I feel that C&C has the greatest propensity, if that's a word, for a TV show or a film. Of all games, it would lend the best to a film or a series or something like that. Just because it's already, you know, live action, it already has that sense to it. It could work actually rather well. I don't think it will ever actually happen because C&C is too niche. But it would work a lot better than, say, a Zelda film. I don't think, for instance, Zelda would translate to film or TV that well at all. C&C really, really would. There's not many games that would work that well, translating it to a like non-interactive visual medium. Oh, I missed a lot of comments there. Sorry about that. Has anyone ever told you you sound like the guy from Game Maker's Toolkit? Oh yes, I've heard that quite a lot. Mark Brown was it? Yeah. You've never seen me and Mark Brown in the same room at the same time. Curious. That's flamers. Sorry, just keeping an eye on things. How are you doing? So basically half of the harvester's yield has gone into healing the blinking harvester. You know the bug where you can sell your units if they're close to wall sandbags? I might have heard that, but I'll say no. Isn't Dune getting a movie as well? Yes, there is a upcoming Dune film that was supposed to come out last December. It's coming out later this year, I think. Obviously, kept back due to COVID. Speaking of, I hope everyone's doing well at this time. Whoa. Oh, hello. I'm gonna sausage you up. Ah! You done it now. It'd be nice if you get more than just infantry in this level. I might call it after this level for the stream because I believe this level goes on for quite a while. I want to thank you for your Dune documentary. It really made the name of Dune 2 make sense to me after nearly 30 years. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Ooh. Okay. You over heal up. I'm going to try and keep the vehicles alive because I'm not going to get any more. Yeah, you better run. Oh, you guys are going to need to... Oh! Blinking at you're going to need a heal and everything. Come on. Aha. Okay. I'll play somewhat conservatively here. Right. Squash, please. Oh boy. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, the APCs are still alive. It was just the Humvees. Sorry, I'm seeing words go past. I'm sorry. I'll get to you as soon as I can. There we go. There we go. Nice. We've got our 3 rockets. We've got our 2 tanks and our 2 APCs. Should be all we need. New movie is going to be part 1 of 2. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I think in the original Dune book there was like a time skip in the middle point of it. I guess that makes sense. Stellar Silo. No, it's so necessary though. Cheers. Right. Go for a quick scout. Words blurring past your feed. Maybe with the focus of Havoc during the Tiberian Dawn era. I guess that was talking about a film? That would be interesting. I mean, if you can't get Joe as Kane, then, you know, don't do it. It's not worth doing. Well, like, bring back Wally Wingert as the, as Havoc. That'd be fun. Okay. I can see things... I can see things that, that are coming this way now. This is the level where you use Soviet tactic of blob of man. Pretty much the primary tactic in OpenRA Red Alert, I've noticed. Very interesting how many ideas could be acted upon in Tiberian Dawn and even Red Alert timelines. True. Right, I seem to recall the base is up this way, and you can sneak in the rockets up here and do damage from afar. Hey! Right. I'll keep these guys on the back so I can rocket in. Okay, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn to go, what are you doing there, Sunshine? Attacking my harvester. We're not having that. Das ist verboten. Big pixel death, let's go. There you go. They usually send more. No, okay. I can't kick your ass without getting closer.
Unit ready. Building.
We need to find a way to clone Joe Kukin for future generations to enjoy.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Knowledge.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Have I tried reaching out to Joe Kukin? No, I'm shy. No, I don't want to bother. Oh, okay, here we go. I don't want to bother people and say, "Oh, I'm a huge fan." I did send a message to Frank once, but I was asking a question about the music, and I don't want to bother people too much about it. Because like if I have a lot of questions about the music that go along the lines of, why do so many tracks have multiple names? Like, so is the actual name Take 'Em Out, or is it Just Do It Up Too? Which is the actual and it would get really, really tedious for him really quickly. So I tend to try and leave people be. I don't know how to, go about actually contacting Joe, but I don't want to be a bother. Just clone enough Joes, link them together, and make an IRL cabal. If you have a whole bunch of Joe clones, though, the problem is there would be a never-ending string of different stories of how they all got the role of Cain. It would be too much for humanity to handle, and all of the nod rings will be in jeopardy.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Unit moving out. Moving out.
Joe's on Reddit and he actually responds. Okay, if I have something pressing that I want that I need to ask, I might give it a go. But don't don't like blast him with a whole bunch of messages.
Yes, sir.
Leave him be for the most part, I guess. All of the nod rings. Right, it would be nice if we could get more harvesters, because we do have some good fields in this level. Right, just need to fill up with that last NG, then we can get some more forces and maybe do a push.
Yes, sir. Unit reporting.
Reminder, Joe did not steal the nod ring. None of the Canes stole the nod rings. Ask about how he never seems to age. The problem is a lot of people comment on how he never seems to age, and it does appear in his interview, so I imagine he might be a bit tired of hearing it.
Yes, sir.
Right. Right, so I'm not going to chuck in the NGs just yet.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Got it. Unit acknowledged. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Moving out. Yes.
I know they like going for the crushers. There we go.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
How are we doing on health? You want to heal?
Reporting. Yes, sir. Vehicle. Yes, sir. Yes, got it.
Why win prevail? I must have been like 10 when I heard these tracks for the first time. Yeah, especially I find with Tib Dawn, there's music that just sticks with you. Like there were like 5 years where I couldn't play C&C just because we didn't have the computer anymore and Windows XP didn't want to play it, so we didn't have the game anymore. And even throughout all that time, I had Mechanical Man stuck in my head. And when I heard it again, it was exactly as I remembered. Like I wasn't misremembering it. It just gets stuck in your head. I can't remember who. There was just someone on Reddit who suggested, what if Fight Win Prevail is like GDI's motto? Because Nod has, Brotherhood, Unity, Peace, and Peace through Power and stuff like that. So the idea was, Fight Win Prevail could be GDI's motto. It's not canon, it's not official, but I think it works rather well. Right, heal up, buckos. That's technician your own is called Joe. Yes, the technicians, the civilians have names in the remaster. I think they were supposed to have the names in the original game, but it wasn't implemented for some reason. But the names are all there. But I think that Joe is supposed to be Joe Bostic, not Joe Kukin. All marks of Cain's cyborgs are Cain clones.
Repairing.
Technicians are OP, they should nerf them. You ever see the most useless units? Super Saiyan Technician. I'm sorry for being a bit slow, but with this, you kind of need to take your time at points. Right, how's my unit composition? We could do with some more rockets. There's a lot of vehicles coming this way.
Yes, sir.
And these guys can take care of infantry.
Ready.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Building.
Affirmative. Waiting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes.
Unit ready.
Moving out.
Building.
Which is the better mastermind, Kane or Yuri? It's got to be Kane. No word against Yuri, of course, but I don't think he thought things through all the way. I think Kane, he's got more experience with it. Only rockets. If Kane ascended, what happens to the Kane clones from Tibbs and Firestorm? They're not clones. Those were different people. It's a common misconception that the tubes were filled with Kane clones, but they were just bold people. There's no clones of Kane. There's only one Kane. Apologies for no. It's not distracting. This is really interesting to read stuff. It's just perhaps not the best game to be playing while there's chat going on.
Yes, sir.
But like, you guys need to be 3. You guys need to be 4. Okay, let's have a bit of a scout around. If only Yuri had built some better defenses on Alcatraz. Only bold people are allowed to be plugged into Cabal. What do you think Petroglyph is working on next? I don't want to speculate that they're working on... Oh my goodness, EA have contacted them. We have no way of knowing what Petroglyph are working on or what's going on there, and I don't want to speculate. Oh, they might be working on Remastered Collection 2. We don't have any indication they are working on Remastered Collection 2, and it's probably better just to assume for now that maybe it's not the case. They could be working on anything that's not even remotely C&C related. It's probably better to just assume that.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Unit reporting. Waiting orders.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that went rather well, didn't it? Nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, send you back to that. You guys back a bit to there. Let's continue scouting up here.
We are going to have to act if we want to live in a different world.
Weren't the German tank destroyers said to be the weakest in-game? In Red Alert 2? I think, well, they're good against tanks, but I guess everything else they're pretty useless. I understand, but I don't really do, competitive play or anything like that, so I don't really follow the game balance and all that kind of thing. You want to rumble, do you? You want to rumble? Come on then. We all know Kane's goal was to use the Tacitus to make Tiberium into hair-growing serum using Scrintech. I mean, it's no more ridiculous than C&C3's we'll use the Tacitus to create bionic eyes. Like this great MacGuffin from the previous games. Yeah, let's make robot eyeballs. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll just send one in for a scout. If they're working on Remastered Collection 2, I don't think anyone will get too angry about it. No, absolutely. It's still braced for impact, but that'll be from hype, I guess. Oh, that'd be awesome. If you could reboot C&C, would you merge Red Alert and Tib? I wouldn't. If I were given the opportunity to reboot C&C, I wouldn't reboot C&C. Especially the Tiberium universe. Red Alert could survive a reboot because it gets a soft reboot every game, basically. It doesn't really matter too much that that like the games are connected in Red Alert, but not in any particularly meaningful way. Generals could survive a complete reboot, no question. But Tiberium, I would not reboot it. Oh boy! Oh, you guys are good. You guys are good apart from you. And everyone's happy. So, we're protected by a tank up here, but we're going to need to dislodge that to get the rockets in. Did Niffy remix Active Instinct? Yes, I have heard that. If you search for the Active Instincts remix, Sid Niffy, Sidnify, or scroll up in chat. It's a really good remix. It's got elements of the original and of, I think it was Trevor Morris did the remix in Kane's Wrath. There's elements to both of that. Really good remix. What about making a story video about the... I'm afraid I know nothing about Homeworld. I can't tell you anything about what that even is. Why didn't you heal? Come on. I'm gonna watch you heal. Come on. Right. Mammoth Tank or Mammoth Walker? If it's between the Mammoth Mark 1 or Mark 3 from Tib Dawn or Tib Wars, and the Mammoth Mark 2 Walker from Tib Sun, you gotta have both. Like for like a potential redo of C&C 4, I would have the Mammoth tank as your regular heavy tank for GDI, and then the Mammoth Mark II to replace the Marv. Because I think the Marv is interesting but less iconic. Whereas the H-shaped Mammoth tank is just so iconic in the C&C games. And then the Mark II Walker is just a thing of absolute beauty, let's be honest. To really play Homeworld, it's one of the best RTS games ever seen. Interesting, okay, I'll put that on my list, cheers. The order should have been Tiberian Dawn, Tiberian Sun, Tiberian Twilight, and Tiberian Night. Tiberian Bedtime. Active Instinct remix made by Fan. It has elements of Hellmarch 1 in it. Ooh, interesting.
Unit ready. Building.
Dave Rosso, hi there. The mission where you grab Mark 1s in Tibson is the best. Oh, you've written units. Wow, that is kind of broad-reaching. Might just be Mammoth Tank. I couldn't say which one exactly, but you know, there's little better in RTSs and just let's just get really big tanks. Let's just get some really big tanks together and do big tank things. Okay, can I use... So I want to go and take out this stuff here, but I don't want to leave too much exposed down here. I wonder if I just take these 4 vehicles, I can get rid of this tank, come back and heal if necessary, if there's more else down there. I can't build any more harvesters, I've only got barracks. Where am I from? I'm from England. Although there's a bunch of people... I've had people asking, are you from Canada? At least 3 people thought I'm German. Which obviously you can tell by my accent. No, I'm from Midlands of England. Which unit has the best voice? Tibdorn or RA? There's more voices in Red Alert. They're a bit more varied, for obvious reasons. But I think Tibdawn unit voices are a bit more iconic because you just got the simple infantry, you got your vehicles, a couple of variations on there, and then the really iconic Commando by Frank. Mammoth with railguns all the way. That's basically just how you play the how you play that game. Get all your mammoths. Right. You guys do your business.
Insufficient.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you going over there? You're going... Wait. You're going over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Nice. Nicely done, fellas.
Yes, affirmative.
Okay, so give me a second, chat. I'm just going to do a bit of micro here. I want my tanks up front. There we go. Oi, cheeky sausage in there. Out of here. Yeah, we'll want to heal. Back we go. Nice. Hello from Cornwall. Greetings, Cornwall. Cornwall's a really lovely place. And here is a clone of Yuri. Purify's voice in Kane's Wrath, that is the best voice in my opinion. My RTS adventures started with Dune 2 back in the day. Wow. That's a great place to start. I should be sleeping, but I'm too invested. The result is... okay, I'm really sorry I'm playing... I'm more of I'm more slow and deliberate in the way that I play, so... This VOD will be up on the channel after this. Go to bed if you've got stuff to do tomorrow. Don't stay up on my account. Greetings from the Netherlands. Greetings! GDI Commander referring to a Nod Ambusher. Cheeky sausage in there. Sorry, I have a weird vernacular at times.
Repairing.
Dune 2 Battle for Arrakis and UFO Enemy Unknown. On Dad's Amiga 1200. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go on then. Do your worst. Do your worst, you villain. Nice. How are we doing on health? All good apart from you guys. We have all our engines over here. I love C&C 4 to be retconned and get a fan-made C&C 4. Greetings from Wales. Greetings. What difficulty set here? This is just, I always just play it at normal. I played these games way back in the day on Windows 95, so I'm not going to go any lower than normal. But at the same time, I'm only playing casually, so we're not going with hard difficulty. Okay. I guess rocket. Yeah, I guess we'll just fill out with rockets at this point.
Building. Unit ready. Building.
If you do the C&C remasters your way, what changes would you implement? For these games? For the first remaster collection? I don't know, mainly cutscene stuff. I'd have had to play around with the way the cutscenes were upscaled, but at the same time I definitely understand that the cutscenes in this game were generally lower res because of video is just massive. But like the gameplay and like the core things, I'm quite happy with how the remasters turned out. If you're talking about a potential remaster collection 2, again mainly cutscenes. I'm happy with how the the style of remaster has been for these games, in keeping it rather faithful. And I just keep up with what was done with these for a potential remaster collection too. The only other thing is for the Tibsun maps, I would probably add in a couple more of the Firestorm Tiberium fauna, because they had a wider tile set in those games and made those games look a bit more interesting. Other than that, I'm happy with it staying pretty faithful. First C&C game was Generals, then Red Alert 2. Interesting. Interesting way to start. Right, let's have a quick explore up here before we bum rush. Tib Dawn and Red Alert on PS1. Nice. If Tiberium appeared IRL, would you become a GDI or Nod Command? Interesting question. I usually try to stay kind of neutral in which faction I prefer, because both factions are pretty interesting, but I don't know. It's easy to say Nod because they're by far the easiest, the most interesting faction overall. But I think GDI, you're less likely to be backstabbed. Okay, this plateau seems to be rather safe, so I could probably send the rockets in here, where they could do a bunch of damage. Oh boy. Okay. As long as we keep our distance. Okay. Rocket fellas. Be in that place. Oliro, hey buddy, dropping by and saying hi. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Working on the Dune 2 cover, thanks for helping me with that. Got an answer from EA and your observation fits all what they told me. Yeah, feel free to link back. Oh boy, here we go. To link back with if you have anything to share. Don't you dare squash. Okay, good. Okay, you guys go up there. You guys come down here. You get a heal. We still got our rockets coming out. Sole Survivor. An interesting game. Right, go over there. Never personally played C&C. Where should I start? I don't know if I could cover it properly here. I do have a very long response to you, Discount Jesus, for where to tell how you get started. The short of it is, if you want to try the C&C games, you're probably best off playing them in order of release. Okay. Okay. So the rocket guys are best against these. Okay, we're going to lose some infantry here, I could tell. I'll get back to you, Discount Jesus, bear with me. Go on, squash. 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 Yes. Lovely. There we go. And you guys go back up here. Okay, so we can take care of encroaching infantry with those. Yes, so if you want to try C&C, the best place to start is generally to play the games in order of release. That said, some of the games are freeware. They've been legally released by EA as actual freeware. It's entirely above board. You can download and play them for free. Those games are Tiberian Dawn, which is this game. It's generally just called Command and Conquer, but by fans called Tiberian Dawn. Red Alert 1 is freeware, and Tiberian Sun is also freeware. So you can try those before you buy them if you like. The best way to play Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert 1, however, is the remasters, which are about 15 quid, I believe, on Steam. That's by far the best way to play them, but the original Windows 95 versions are freeware. See if we can get this from a distance. Come on, heal up. Okay, you guys can't be attacked from there. Let's see if the rockets can attack. So yeah, if you want to have a, if you like a proper write-up on how best to play the C&C games, which order to play them and where to get them from, there's a link to the Discord, the No Strings channel Discord, in the description of this video. I have a channel there for like how to set up the games, which versions of the games are the best ones to play, and how to get started and all that. If you don't want to stick around in the Discord, you don't have to. It doesn't announce, hey, this person's joined the channel. You can stealth join, get the information, and leave the channel afterwards if you prefer. But there's a write-up there on where best to get them and all that, if you're interested. Yeah, if you're new to C&C, welcome. Right. Sorry, I missed a lot of comments there. Sorry about that. There are more satisfying sound than the squelchy sound when you run over infantry. Don't forget to press X to keep the soldiers moving.
Insufficient funds.
Oh, of course, from the scatter would stop them getting squashed. So I was wondering what that was. That was when we were talking about the. Okay, you guys need help, evidently. Only got 2 gruns. Twisted Insurrection. I do have Twisted Insurrection installed. I haven't played through it yet. Oh, can we actually aim better if we get a little bit closer? Okay. How'd you like me now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's not actually soaking up. So the way that the AI works in this game, they don't actually get credits the normal way. They kind of cheat a bit just to like keep the price of CPU down. Come on, get a bit closer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Being careful in the way that I micro here. One more, one more. Yes, there we go.
Yes, sir.
Can we get you guys? Nice. It's like they don't actually get credits. I think they only buy stuff as long as they're getting an income, but it doesn't actually measure the income. Oh boy, okay. We got incoming. Because of course we have. Alright. You guys should be able to take care of this buggy. Don't want to get too much damage while we're so far away. Oh, I just saw the radar. There we go. There we go. Okay. Be right with you, chat. Okay, you guys can come back here. You can get healed up. And you guys can take care of the flamer when he gets here. Oi, come back here, you sausage. Okay. I don't think anyone down there can get close enough to do any damage.
Yes, sir.
On hold. Cancelled.
Okay. I could probably just plant some people here and intercept. Keep the rockets safe. Be with you in a second, chat. There's just a lot of
Repairing.
typical nod.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things to keep an eye on at the moment.
Vehicle reporting.
Okay. Nice. Watching out for those flame attacks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Roger.
Okay, so if I don't move, we should get...
Unit lost.
Okay, not too many died. Still a bit worrisome. Let's get some minigunners now, I guess. Why are you down there, you sausage?
Unit ready.
Come on, everyone shift. We need a heal now.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, no. Wait away, sir. Reporting. Right away, sir. Yes, sir. Wait a
Unit
Nice.
lost.
Got it.
Unit
Sorry, I missed a few things here.
Sir.
Unit lost.
Okay.
Reporting. You moving out. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Moving out. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, roger.
Got a traffic block here. Let's see if we can get some squashes in. Beautiful stuff.
Moving out.
Death to the trees.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Moving out. Unit. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Hey, come back here.
Waiting on affirmative. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Try a Cockney accent while insulting the enemy units. I can't just on the... Can't on the cuff. It might end up happening. I just kind of switch accents a little bit sometimes. My accent is natively Derbyshire, but it's 90% turns received pronunciation for no real reason. Come on. You can't reach me though.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes.
Okay.
Waiting orders. You got it. Reporting. You got it.
Building.
Let's get back
Yes,
to
sir.
justice.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Repeat.
Unit ready.
Let's get back to justice.
Unit ready.
Repeat.
Building.
Yes, acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Affirmative. Repeat.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
acknowledged.
Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Right, these guys will need a heal in a second.
Building.
Never noticed that sandbags can survive nukes though.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Oh boy.
Yes, sir.
building. Insufficient funds. Unit ready.
Here you go. Alright. Best of luck to you trying to take on the rockets, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Building.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Waiting orders.
Now let's give these guys a
Vehicle reporting.
repair, and we might be good for the push. Alright.
Yes, sir.
Trying to take this out to stop them from getting more vehicles, particularly artillery, because they could be a threat if I just let these guys idle. Oh, I think the technician just died on the tib, didn't he?
Waiting order.
On hold.
Yes. Right away, sir.
This is a great track. I wonder if we can reach that power plant if we go over here. Let's try it out. Ooh, okay. Oh, you're not going anywhere, mate. Is there a save hotkey? There's the option to change the quick save hotkey, and I just set it to F. Easy to reach and makes save scumming a bit easier. Oh, we can reach from here. Nice. If we can take out this kind of nod. Everyone is chill in the C&C communities, by the way. There's a lot of really quite chill people. It's not quite so you know, exuberant and I suppose overbearing as some fan bases can be, because the games are quite old and the people that tend to play tend not to be quite so exuberant in the same sort of way. You're in for it now. Alright, we'll let you go. The rockets will seal your fate, matey. Doing. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. The rockets can take care of all these. Making any more lore videos? Not. Oh boy. I'm absolutely going to make more lore videos. At the moment, I'm not. The current thing I'm working on is lore related, but not a lore video per se. It's on if I would rewrite C&C 4. There will always be more lore videos. I love making those. I've been considering if there's something I could do with Yuri, but I really don't know because there's so little to go on, as you said earlier on. Oh boy, okay. Well, ripperoonie to the rockets, I guess. Right, this is our chance. Actually, let's fill up the APCs. Yeah, we've lost the rockets.
Unit lost.
Okay.
Unit lost.
Base rush time. We love your lore videos. Thank you so much. I kind of just made the first lore video, the Tiberian one, kind of on a whim. That was supposed to be a one-off thing. But it really does mean a lot that people did enjoy it, and I love making them, so I love being able to make more. Right. Oh boy. Alright. These flamers. Cool. And we'll block the place so you can't build more. Come on. Come on. Open up. Give me the enges. I want me enges. Thank you. Thank you.
New construction option. Our base is under attack.
Wait.
Not building option.
I'm just keeping an eye on this while we've got this base attack going. You can't rebuild there now, can you? Uh-oh.
Structure sold. Unit lost.
Are you APCs going to get in? So you can't rebuild now. Get in. Get in. There we go. Is there just not enough space for you? There we go. Beautiful stuff. Okay. And then I'm going to lose because of all these flamethrowers. There we go. Okay. Take you out, and we're basically done. %90 of the losses in the last 90 seconds. Well, we've got there now. We've won. Squash. Squash. Lovely stuff. Who else do we need to hunt down? Ah, there we go. This will get us our really important airstrike right at the end. You kind of just lose track of what's going on right to the end and like, ah, all your forces are gone, but it's alright because all theirs are gone too. Beautiful stuff.
Airstrike ready. Select target. Mission.
Pictures taken just before disaster. Oh, thank you so much. Do you think the sub-faction system from Kane's Wrath would be good for any potential sequel? If I were to do a sequel... So this is what the next video is going to be on like, if I could rewrite C&C 4, like, do a proper follow-up to Kane's Wrath. I would follow the route of what was planned for C&C Incursion. And that game was going to have, over the course of 2 expansions, 5 factions. So I think that's probably enough without needing sub-factions as well. So the sub-faction system in Kane's Wrath worked really rather well. I don't think for like Incursion it would be necessary, because you got GDI, you got Nod, the Skrin, Cabal, and the Forgotten. But for other games like you know, Red Alert or Generals, that kind of thing is kind of already there with the different nations and the different generals across Yuri's Revenge and Generals. It's a good system, but I think while I'm playing with Incursion for an actual sequel to Kane's Wrath, you've got enough factions anyway that you probably don't need sub-factions too. When GDI Guard Tower begins its attack, silence need is so loud. Right, just because that was quite a long mission, I'm probably going to call it there for this stream, if that's alright with everyone. How long have we gone? I think it says. I think it's been a fun stream from my end. I hope it's been enjoyable for everyone watching. About 2 hours, I think. Ooh, I need dinner. Right, so then we can pick up with this if we play again. What was next? I think it was this one, UN Sanctions, we just played. Yes. So, if we pick up with this game again, we can continue with Dr. Mobius or Clearing a Path. I think I skipped an optional mission last time. Yeah, this has been quite fun. It'd be good to try continuing this and maybe get through the other games, because it'd be fun to branch out to do other RTSs as well. Like I say, I'm mostly familiar with C&C and Dune, so there's a lot of things like the Warcraft games, the Starcraft games, KKND, Grey Goo, Halo Wars. It'll be a lot of fun to get to. That said, I'm not primarily a streamer. As you can tell, I've been pretty awkward throughout. I've done my best, but I'm not good at speaking off the top of my head. This is very much my my weakness. So hopefully this has been generally interesting to watch and listen to. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I guess we'll call it there for the stream. I'm rambling at this point. I've noticed something with streams, it's very difficult to begin them, and it's very difficult to end them. I don't want to just go end, and the stream just stops. I'll just go through. I haven't played Stellaris. Good stream, didn't... Thank you so much. I didn't join at the start, but happy I joined. The VOD will be on the channel straight after. It won't just be deleted if you want to go back and have a watch, I guess. I can go through and add in the time codes for when the missions start. But I get that the VODs are generally less interesting to watch than the than watching it live, perhaps. Yes, there's a Discord if anyone wants to pop by and have a chat there. There's the setup guides for all the games, including the Dune games. If you're if like Jesus earlier, you're new to these games and want help setting them up. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has been enjoyable for everyone. And literally just joined. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it'd be good to pick up with this and do some more games in the future. Right, so then, take care, everyone, and I'll see you again. See you on the next one, perhaps. Take care.